Hey guys, welcome to Over the BS. We have an exciting show for you today. First off, I'm Sadé, and we got your boy.
Blair's here.
Yes, and we are so excited because today we are over the Bachelorette, and we have got a special guest today, Garin Flowers.
What's up? What's up? What's up? How you doing?
The professor.
The professor, yeah.
So are you basically the professor of love now that you've been through a whole reality dating show process? I mean, how do you feel coming out of that?
That's what it seems like. The whole cast and everyone loved the fact that I was a professor. So that was pretty cool. That it was unique. You know, it's just my everyday life, but it was cool that people were excited about what I do.
Yeah, definitely. And I also felt like there were times in the show where they would go to you for like the reaction shot or go to you to like read off the cards and all that stuff. It's like they know he's a professor, they know he's a journalist because you just flowed. It like fit you so well.
You know, I appreciate that. You know, I was so worried, you know, how I was going to look, how I was going to come off, and if I was even going to be on. And they put me on a lot, and they had me narrating scenes, and they had me bridging stories, and I'm like, whoa, what's going on?
They put you to work, okay? They put you to work.
Right. pretty much. But yeah, I think a part of it is my journalism background, just knowing how to, you know, properly speak on camera and knowing how to tell a good story. So I think they valued that, and it showed. So I was very grateful for that.
Yeah, I love that. And just, you know what, let me just give everybody a little bit of a backstory. So I know Garin. I know him since before he went on the show. We met at a hosting workshop, I want to say, or something like that. And then
hosting workshop.
Right? And then we ended up going to this NBC workshop again. That's where we ran into each other and became like closer friends all the way in Miami. So I do know this dude. So to see you on television in an entirely different element was incredible, and it was so entertaining to see you also kind of get out of that news shell, because I feel like a lot of journalists, Blair, you can relate as well, that sometimes we feel like we have to straddle a line between like how much fun can we have, but I feel like you balance that well. But I do got to ask you about one particular scene, which I know you've been asked about before.
What you're talking about.
Yes, where you were like balls all out during that competitive game with Claire. It was dodgeball, right? And you guys were just stripped completely down. You were the first one to, I think, be completely naked. Take me back to that scene and what was going through
Confidence.
Were you scared of risking it all? Because that's what I define as risking it all, okay?
Yeah, I mean, it was certainly a crazy, shocking moment. And to your point of being a journalist, like it's been weird for me to not have to, you know, tote the line and stay objective. And I can actually like live my life now and do things and not have to worry about like my credibility as far as like, do people see this guy's objective, you know, because that was important to me. But now I'm able to just sort of like do my thing and be myself. So going on this show, I was very open to showing Claire who I am, who Garin is, and just being my genuine self. Being a former athlete and someone who's competitive, when they announced that it was strip dodgeball, it's like, all right, whoever, you know, I was like, I'll sign up for it. I'm not going to lose. So it's all good. The other team's going to have to strip, you know? That's not the way it went. It got to the point where, you know, we had our last piece of clothing on and we knew what the deal was. You know, a lot of people don't know if we were actually nude under those black boxes or not. And it just got to the point where I signed up for it. You know, I'm a man, and I was looking around. My team was waiting for everyone to do it. And I just looked at Claire, and I was like, they're not going to do it, but I'm not here for them. I'm here for you. So I said, you want to see some balls? And then that's when I dropped it. Dropped everything completely.
Risking it all. Risking the balls.
But you know what? It was for Claire, and it was for a fun time. And, you know, I don't regret it.
But, okay. I do have one question for you. I know you said it was all for Claire. Do you feel like you got a fair shot on this season of The Bachelorette?
You know, yes. The fact that they brought me on, I'm very grateful. I had a chance to talk to Claire multiple times. So I do think I had a fair shot, you know what I mean? Like I was there and I got to talk to her, but I also don't think that she gave me enough of a chance to get to know me. I think that Claire's a very like visual person as far as like what she likes. So I don't know if she just didn't like visually or what, but because we had great chats. I mean, we had some great conversations and really connected well. So I was shocked when I went home, but everyone's shocked when they go home. So,
Yeah.
so that happens. So I do think I got a fair shot. I was just surprised that she sent me home when she did because we had connected so well up until that point that she sent me home.
Yeah, and just to, rewind, obviously Bachelor listeners will hear this, but for anybody who hasn't been totally clued in, this season is still rolling, but rolling with a completely new Bachelorette after Claire decided she saw Dale, she knew what she wanted, and, they went off and got engaged and they brought in Tayshia. So, on that note, like we were just talking about, Dale's getting a lot of attention from the get-go. When you're seeing the season now, though, when you're looking at it, did you feel like he was getting more attention, or did you just feel like, Claire was going after what she wanted? What was kind of going through your head as you're watching it now, and when you think back to your time in that bubble?
When I was there, I felt like we were all here. We were all on an even playing field, and I never worried about Dale. I never worried about any of the other guys, and I did see their connection. I personally saw their connection on that first night, where she, now that I'm watching it back, like almost passed out after greeting him, at the limo. And, Dale is a good looking dude. He's a stud and he's a good dude. And he's a really good guy on top of all that. So I'm not surprised how much she likes him, but I wasn't threatened by it. I thought that I had the juice too, you know what I mean? Like, she's gonna get to know me, she's gonna like me too, So when you're in it, you don't really think about it. But there was definitely, like, you could tell Dale had, her eye, and he got the first rose, so you could tell he had her eye. But I don't think that, like, she was getting special treatment or anything like that. I just think that she was into him, so she wanted to see him more, which is a natural thing.
Yeah.
Do you think that when they decided, to have Tayshia fill in, did you feel like you should have been brought back for that, or is that something that you weren't even interested in? Was she not someone that you would be interested in?
Or was it offered?
or was it offered?
Like, Garin, T.
That's a great question, y'all. That's a great question. Well, Tayshia's beautiful. I would have loved to have met her. It would have been great. But seeing what she likes now, I don't think that I would have been her match. So I'm okay having not gone now that I watch it. But at the time when it was all going down and there was rumors flying about it, I was like, man, it would be great to meet her and it'd be nice to see what she's all about. But I had to remind myself that you went for Claire, you prepared for Claire. Are you doing this for Tayshia, or are you doing this now for cameras? Because I pride myself on the fact that I went for Claire. I pride myself in that. So I had to really check myself and say, like, if you were to go back, would it be for cameras or would it be for this Tayshia person, Yeah. And I never had a chance to go back, never had the opportunity to, but I'm glad I didn't, because I felt like it would have been more so being caught up in the moment as opposed to doing it for Tayshia.
So it's fair to say you were feeling a type of way, but then, you really collected yourself.
Yes, 100%.
I love the realness. I appreciate the honesty. Do you feel like, because with everything with COVID, do you feel like that you had the full Bachelorette experience? Like, you couldn't really travel, you couldn't go to surprise destinations?
Yeah. Well, Blair, Sadé will tell you one thing about me is I love just like everything that's different. I'm not a status quo type person. I'd rather be stuck in one place and the season be different than being able to go on all the excursions and all that. Like, obviously it'd be great to go to Ireland or Scotland or, some of the other Greece, some of the other places they've gone. That would have been amazing. But I was more excited at the fact that, like, our season was different and that people were wondering what's going on. It's not the every season thing where it's like, okay, we know how it goes. It's just going to be different people. Everyone was like, we have no clue what's going to happen this season. So I loved being a part of that.
That's true though. Way more memorable. And like, people don't have to remember like where you guys went. It's like, they just stayed at one location.
You went to that other suite. You went to that other...
We went down the hall.
Just walk down the hall.
Yeah, but you know what? One thing that was for sure is the caliber of men. I felt like going in, like, I feel like it raises every year. Like, I thought everybody was so good looking. I thought there were so many dynamic and like bright and bold personalities, which obviously could lead to some clashes. I want to know, like, in your opinion, were there any guys that you thought might have been there just for cameras?
That's a good question.
Continue being real.
I will say, watching it back, I feel like there's some guys who are caught up in the glitz and the glam. But when I was there, I mean, we all were super tight, and I didn't feel like anyone was there not to meet Claire, because at the end of the day, if you're there to be there for the cameras, there's real consequences to going to the end. Like you're gonna make someone fall in love and want to be proposed to. So if you're there for those reasons, then shame on you. You know what I mean? Like I prepared myself mentally to go in there and say, I'm ready to propose. You know, some of my friends were like, you can't do that. You can't do that. And I was like, that's why I'm going, you know?
Yeah.
And I never got the sense that someone was there just for the cameras, but I may not have noticed it, but I never got that.
Were there any guys that you butted heads with? And I also want to know who are like your boys. Let's keep up the honesty. Come on. Honest tea, okay?
I get along with people too well. Like I was enjoying the guys a little too much. And I was like, stay focused on Claire. Yeah. She said that. You saw this. She said that on the show. You know, you guys are broing out, and she got mad at that on that one group day. So that kind of alludes to the friendship that we all were building. But at the end of the day, I was focused on Claire. So the guys were great, but at the end of the day, I was always the wheels in my mind were always spinning. Like, what's up with Claire? What's up with Claire? So you'll see who I'm cool with and all that stuff after the show stops airing and all that.
Okay. Well, who are you rooting for now?
If you had the opportunity.
Wait, I want to know, who is he rooting for now?
Who am I rooting for? Man, they're all so great. They're all so great. Just whoever she's feeling. You know, I'm rooting for whoever she's feeling.
Who do you feel like she's feeling?
It looks like she's really enjoying. I mean, everyone who's there, she's enjoying. But I guess who's getting like the most like FaceTime with her is like, you know, Zach is getting a lot of FaceTime with her. Ben's getting a lot of FaceTime with her. So just watching it back, I think that they are doing a pretty good job in getting her attention. And so whoever she feels, I root for, because I like all the guys that are there. So whoever she feels, I would be cool with, you know.
Yeah.
It seems like Brandon's getting a lot of attention too.
Yeah.
Now, this is hypothetically speaking. If ABC went up to you and said, hey, we're thinking about you for the next Bachelor, would you say yes?
Well, I don't think they would, but yes, I would. Absolutely.
So absolutely. Okay.
What would you do differently than Claire did for you?
Oh, a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You know, she's her own person, so you know everything she did. But for me, I would make sure that, you know, I wouldn't go for all the like clothes stuff, like the nudity stuff. Obviously, with guys, you can do that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And it's okay. Just the societal standards. So I wouldn't be able to anyways, but that's one like obvious thing. And I would want to like push them to the limits more, like see how much fun they are. Like, do you want to go skydiving with me? Do you want to, if we'd be able to, I don't know if ABC would sign off on something like that.
Well, I mean, they did, bungee jumping a few times.
They did.
Yeah, Deja did that with Colton, and then Hannah did that with, I'm forgetting his name now, but they did the naked one, bungee jumping.
Yes, they did.
Oh, hell no.
Yes, I remember that. I was like, oh, and it's cold out. Oh.
But that was cool the way they did that. From what I saw, that was kind of cool.
It was dope, and it was like for couples. There's this whole like thing behind it. So
yeah, so that but you know, it would be hard for me not to show out, because I mean, you have 30 beautiful women coming after me. It'd be tough not to just like, you know, just want to take everyone home.
Take everyone home? Would your mom be down for that?
No, she would not. No. I'm monogamous if I'm in a relationship.
And how do you prepare for being on a show like this? Like, how for you, like, obviously earlier you said staying true to yourself and making sure that you're doing it for the right reasons for yourself and not necessarily the camera. So how did you prepare to step in the house?
Yeah, I love that. I made sure that I was mentally prepared and ready to move on because I had just gotten out of a relationship a month and a half prior. So I just wanted to make sure that my heart and my mind were in the right place.
Ooh, that was a rebound.
Yeah.
A big rebound.
It was a big rebound. That's a huge rebound.
Yeah.
And I did a lot of research on Claire, just about her likes.
Your ex is so mad.
I hope so. I haven't talked to her, so I hope she saw it.
Oh, she's mad.
Is regretting.
Yeah.
So I did research on Claire, her two dogs. I actually got her dogs gifts, but I wasn't able to give it to her. So, right? I know. So, but yeah, I did research on her dogs and just the fact that she liked to go camping, or hiking, and climb mountains and stuff like that. So I just like kind of perused her Instagram. I listened to podcasts that she was on. So I made sure that I knew stuff about her. I worked out every day and like stopped drinking and made sure my body was on point. So I was getting ripped and making sure I was like, physically there as well as mentally. And I wrote some poems just to kind of have something, ready to, if I had to say something romantic. I'm not always good off the top of my head. So I wanted to like have some stuff down on paper. And then I wrote down a ton of things about as far as like what I'm looking for in a woman. So if she asked me, it wouldn't be shallow. Like, oh, I'm looking for someone who's fun and cool and adventurous, but like someone who can dig deep into their soul and talk about what moves them, what, haunts them, what affects them. So
kind of based off of what you said and just digging a little deeper, did you have a strategy? And when I say that, I don't mean, how sometimes people think strategy, it feels like you want to dupe someone or like, trick them into loving you. But I mean, did you have, some sort of process as you like looked up what she was into and yourself and you're actually looking for a wife? Did you develop some sort of strategy to go into that? Because I think sometimes men think, yeah, I'm going to take you on a date and it's going to be great. But it doesn't always go that way when, they don't reciprocate or maybe act the way you would hope. So what kind of strategy did you think about, if you did have one, when heading into the house and then potential, dates with her?
I had a big time strategy. So I made sure that my entrance to meet her was very like regular, because I didn't want to do any antics or anything fun or funny. And that's what she remembers me for, and not necessarily moves me forward because of, what I had done or chosen not to move me forward. I wanted it to be she vibes with me. As you saw with Dale, he walked up, didn't do one thing, and just said, "Hi, my name is Dale," and she was melting. So
I just met my husband.
right. And that to me, it was important to me to not do anything that was big, and then something like that happened. So that was part of my strategy, was to go in there without making a big splash right away. But then I did want to make a big splash as the time would go on. So like I brought that picture from my niece that I gave her on the first night that you saw. And, I just had some other tricks up my sleeve to unveil throughout the weeks or whatever, just to let her know that like, look, I put in work before now to let you know that I was here for you. I didn't just show up just to be here,
What were some of those other tricks? Are you able to share now some of the other stuff you planned?
Yeah, like the toys I bought for her dogs, that was one of them.
Yeah.
The poems that I mentioned, that was another one. What else was there? Just like knowing when I would share stuff about my life with her. Like I knew that I would hold some stuff back and then give some stuff later, you know what I mean? So it wasn't just like doing too much in the beginning. And so I kind of had a strategy for like the first like 3-4 weeks, and then from there I just would have kept on doing my best to get to know her.
Just like feel it out and just hope for the best. Like a real dating situation, right?
Real dating situation, yeah. And try not to do too much,
Did your experience with Claire and on The Bachelorette, did that change the way that you wanted to date afterwards? Like, did anything spark in you? You were like, you know what? I need to put that aside and focus on this, or anything like that?
Man, y'all ask such good questions.
This is over the BS. We cut all the BS out. Okay.
Yeah.
Seriously. It changed everything. It changed the way I view dating. Yeah. Because there were times where she would walk in the room and we'd stand up like, whoa, like you are so beautiful, And all these things I had done to prepare to meet her, like getting my niece to draw a picture for her, and you know, getting the gifts for her dogs, writing poems. Like I had never done that stuff for a woman before, and so after things with Claire and I didn't work out, I thought to myself, why am I doing that for her, but not for a woman on the outside that I really care about? Like that's not real. You know, that's not keeping it real. So I'm a little bit more thorough in the type of emotions I express with women. And so, you know, I'm able to date now that, you know, I'm off the show, and there's been some things I've done on some dates that women really made them smile. And so whether it works out or not, that's cool to know that like I can make them smile and make them feel like, you know, there's good guys out there. And it just stepped up my game and my level of romanticism and the way I treat a woman and make her feel. It just really stepped it up.
I love that. And, you know, as someone who you've been on the show, you've dated outside of the show, when you reflect back on it, how authentic would you say that dating experience is? Because some people love to argue, well, reality TV is still TV. At the end of the day, you've got producers, you've got all these people around you with cameras. You know, how genuine, authentic do you feel the experience still was when it comes down to the dating aspect?
I think it was very genuine because, you know, no one can tell me why I went there or how I felt while I was there. And I 100% was like, oh man, Claire is beautiful. When I saw her, you know, the advertisement for her online, and I was like, she's beautiful. Like if I saw her at the mall, I would go talk to her and mess up this whole production, you know? And the fact that I got to go see her and talk to her, I mean, I was so thankful to the producers. Like, you don't even understand. I was like, the fact that y'all chose me and felt like I was worthy of meeting her, like that was just huge to me. That was huge. I'll forever be grateful. But I felt like it was genuine. Claire, my time with Claire, it wasn't much. You know, the little dates I had were very short, so it didn't lend to a lot of depth or relationship building. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, you know, when you walk up to a woman at the park or at the grocery store, you have what, a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes to make your pitch. So it was the same
generous.
Right.
I like how I shakes my head like I knew. Yep. Go for girl.
I'm like 2 minutes. That's generous.
Well, Sadé, there's been times where I've tried to talk to a woman and it lasts for 10 seconds, 20 seconds. And then there's been times where it lasts like 2 hours. Like just met someone and then we're sitting there talking for an hour or two. And it's like, whoa, I just wanted a minute to talk to you, get your number or your Instagram, and that's it. So yeah, so so the fact that I got to do that with her, it mattered. I just think that she was so into Dale that I didn't get a chance. But as far as like the opportunity to find love on the show, I think is very credible.
Mm-hmm. Would you go on another dating show sometime in the future?
Well, first of all,
I mean, after obviously, you know, you have a time you have to like wait, I'm assuming. Yeah. But would that be something you'd consider?
Only Batch Nation. I wouldn't go on like some other show.
Too hot to handle, ready for the
Love is Blind. I'm not that ripped. I can't do Too Hot to Handle and Love Island and all those. But I'm a part of the Batch Nation family now. It's awesome. I love all the people I've met. And you know, if there was an opportunity to go on one of the offshoots, like Bachelor in Paradise,
I was about to say, BIP, and you trying to go to Paradise?
I would consider it if I was offered. I would definitely consider it. That post I made on Instagram the other day, people felt like I was going to Paradise.
I commented on it. I'm not gonna lie. You were all like, he looked like all islandish and was like,
I did.
Was there wind blowing? Right? Was it a video or was it a picture?
It was a video. I have this really cool app called Dizzy that does a dolly zoom. You know, like the dolly, that
it
movie.
It looked like all he needed to do was turn around, and then it just says like Garin Flowers, and you go, oh, paradise.
Yeah,
that's all you need.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny to see Batch Nation fans and yourself get excited about it. That was cool, but it had nothing to do with Paradise. It was just me just wanting to go to an island somewhere in quarantine instead of being in LA.
Okay. So I have another theoretical question. If you did go to Paradise, who would you want to see there?
Ooh.
Oh, he has someone in mind. I can see that smile. Who is she? Which one?
He's like, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
I don't know if I can answer that one.
What?
I don't want to put it out there and then that like
you're supposed to put it out there.
Put it out there with good vibes, good energy.
2020 is almost over. You might as well just throw it down right now.
I'll tell you someone who I'm very fond of. I'm very fond, and she would never be on it, but I'm very fond of Becca Kufrin. She's dope. She's really dope.
Oh my, I know her. That's so funny.
That's what's up. Yeah.
I might have to hit her up.
Okay, so Becca, I know we know, yeah. I mean, anyone else?
And there's a couple of girls from Matt James' season that are pretty cute.
You
Hey, Becca.
Yeah, bro. Like what?
I see the pictures. You know.
Oh,
Becca has the cutest dog. So save those toys that you had for old girl, and you can give them to her dog.
I still have them. So.
Save them.
All right.
Okay. Have you slid in any Batch Nation DMs? Because I feel like, you know, after the seasons, we do see a lot of people show up in each other's Instagrams, and, you know, they talk about, you know, when they go to BIP, they talk about like relationships they've had before. Yeah, so are you into dating within, you know, interseason?
I have not communicated with anyone from Batch Nation, unfortunately. So yeah. No one has reached out to me or anything like that. So I think some of the guys have had probably someone reach out to them, but I haven't. No, I've seen tweets of people reaching out to people, but not over here.
Not yet.
Your time will come.
It'll come.
I'm like not
yet. Yeah, I'm just telling you.
Well, I have one more question from my side, but there's a lot of guys watching this right now or listening to the podcast. And what advice would you give them, you know, with everything you've learned about yourself and how you're going to go about being more romantic and dating wise? What advice would you give them to get better at their game?
Mm-hmm. That's huge, because I could tell you so many things. I mean, I've learned so much and done so much. I would say the biggest thing is to recognize your value and to make sure that you know that a woman needs to be all about you the same way you're all about her. You know, so go into a situation knowing that you are the ish, just like you think she is. You know what I mean? Have confidence in yourself. Even if you don't have confidence in yourself, at that moment that you're going to talk to a woman, tell yourself, I am the shit. And there was something I learned from a podcast that really changed my mindset. It was go up to a woman thinking that she's lonely and waiting for someone to approach her. Everything in life is about like mindsets and the way you position your mind. That could be the furthest thing from the truth. This woman could have a million guys in the DMs, but if you put in your mindset like she's lonely and wants you to approach her, you're going to go into that situation with more confidence, because there's so many women out there like that. Like how many, you know, pretty women have you seen and said like, yeah, I really don't get approached like that. So I would just tell guys to be confident in their approach and to know that they have value as well, so that if a woman's not reciprocating, just move on. And it sucks when you're really into someone, but just kind of, you know, just be around, you know, follow them on Instagram, just kind of be around, and, you know, just let them go. And they may come around, because there are plenty of women who have come back around now that I've been on this show. So, you know, just do your thing.
Good advice.
I know, good advice. I'm glad to hear, you know, you've got women coming around, that, you know, you're dating again, even after the whole experience. I would love to know, is there anything else that you'd like to add before we close out the show?
I think that this process was incredible. I learned so much about myself, about dating, as I told you guys. I think this is the best dating show out there. It's awesome. I love being a part of Batch Nation. Also, you know, I really wish I could have gotten to the point of talking to Claire just about, you know, everything that's going on in the world and what's happening with America and Black Lives Matter and protests and all that stuff. I really wish I could have gotten to that point to talk about that, because that's very important. And, you know, but at the end of the day, I think that everything happens for a reason. So I'm glad she did whatever she did and has found love, and I'm going to do my thing.
Love it. Well, Garin, thank you so much for coming on Over the BS, on our Over the Bachelorette episode. You know, we were rooting for you from the get-go, and, you know, I'm still rooting for you. We're still rooting for you in your, you know, quest for love. You know, it's what we all want. Where can our listeners find you?
Thank you guys so much. Y'all are awesome. Blair and Sadé, y'all are so cool, and I appreciate you bringing me on. People can find me on Instagram at Garin Flowers, Garin Flowers, and TikTok. It's Flowers on Flowers. You know, we love us some TikTok, Sadé.
Yes. Okay,
So, yeah,
cool. Beautiful. You should start dropping more like love advice on TikTok or something.
Mm-hmm.
I should.
You're a professor now. You're professor of love now.
Dr. Love.
That's real. Y'all might have given me a great idea there.
Mm.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys, thank you so much for listening and tuning in to our Over the Bachelorette episode. Don't forget to leave us some reviews on Apple, iTunes. You can also tune in wherever you find our show. Follow us at Over the BS Show on Instagram. You can find me, Sadé, at Sadé A. Spence on Instagram and Twitter, as well as TikTok at Sadé TV.
Yes. And I just started TikTok, y'all. I started 2 days ago. I already got 250 followers.
There we go.
Okay.
But my TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, all that stuff is I am Blair T.
Love it.
I'll follow you, bro. I'll follow you.
Thank you, Garin. We appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much for dropping gems and keep doing your thing. We hope to see you soon on TV because you deserve to be the next Bachelor, in my opinion.
Thank you. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate y'all.
Bye.
Thank you.